We're back with more Nerd Radio.
Roger me, will call me, anything. Hello, Earth.
And now, back to the nerds.
We're back.
We're back. It's Nerd Radio, all over the podcast page at WRIF.com. And, of course, you can get us on your social media at NerdRadio101. And that's also the website where you can basically find the podcast because it'll forward you right to WRIF.com.
Correct.
Al Beck and James joining me for another week of Nerd Radio here. Of course, my name is Chuck Bean.
I was just going to watch you tread water there for a while.
Yeah, I was wondering how long you were going to let me doggy paddle and pass out.
I rescued you with a yes.
So Borderlands, the movie, we talked about briefly when they announced this. You guys see the news that they cast Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a miscast person.
I love your alternate idea for him.
Yeah, make him Claptrap, man.
Kevin Hart is Claptrap. That would
cast Kevin Hart as Claptrap.
I would make
He's the perfect annoying voice of that dumb little robot. He's a short little man.
Yeah.
It fits perfectly to make him Claptrap. Not is it Dante or whatever?
Roland.
Roland.
Yeah.
Like to me, he's not Roland.
No, because Roland is very serious and not very.
Is he a tall
high-pitched
character
and screaming?
Too? Yeah.
Which is what you typically get Kevin Hart to do.
Yeah.
Is just to yell in his high-pitched voice and be funny.
It's funny. As much as I loved the Borderlands game,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart never really did anything for me, for starters. I don't mind him if he shows up in something I want to see already.
Yeah.
Fine. But I've never
You don't
watched.
seek him out.
No.
I thought he was really funny on Conan O'Brien's podcast.
I'm sure he
That
was.
was a fun episode.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. I don't know. He's not a draw for me at all.
Yeah.
And even the Borderlands, as much as I liked the game, I don't care about the movie. And by all means, prove me wrong. I mean, make it good. I don't care.
Sure.
It'd be great. And then I'll let Chuck see it and let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll watch it, 4 years later. And then I'll lend the DVD to James.
Yeah.
And he'll watch another 10 years
kidding?
later.
James will see it before you will. James
Maybe.
No, we were just talking about, he's still got my Joker Blu-ray.
Yeah,
We
I
were
was
just-
like,
He just gave me back my Red Dead Redemption 2.
yeah, I'm trying to return everything that I borrowed from everybody. I don't want to be that guy.
One of my New Year's resolutions almost every year is to try and make a physical list of what I've loaned out to people. And it always, within 2 months, I start loaning stuff out and forgetting that I get to write it down. And then stuff just disappears. And I'm like, whatever.
Well, see, for me, I loan stuff out and I always remember. I'm always remembering.
You always remember it's there.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if they're going to give that back. I wonder if they're going to give that back.
Yeah.
I don't talk to them anymore. I don't think they're going to give that back.
No.
Yeah, that's when you know you're not getting it back.
You will not. No.
Yeah, so he's going to get to make out. If Roland and Lilith are like they are in the games, he's going to get to make out with Kevin or with Kate Blanchett. You get to see Kevin Hart and Kate Blanchett. I don't know that that's something
It's a weird
ever wanted.
matching.
But yeah.
Well, plus, I mean, I feel like he's so short, and I feel like she's kind of tall.
Yeah.
It's going to be
So
weird.
that'd be really pulling him up.
Yeah,
too.
she'd have to pick him up.
Come here.
She'd have to pick him up and then give him a smooch.
It's that.
Come back down.
It's
I'm
that.
saying Claptrap is where he needs. Where it's at.
It's that image you see on the internet of the two girls from the porn, and one of them is 7 feet tall, and the other one is 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
She's just got her holding her up against the wall. That's what you've got to look forward to as far as that's concerned. Also, in video game news, this is something I'm sure James is going to be excited about. The next Lego Star Wars game is going to have Babu Frick as a playable character.
I can play as Babu Frick.
You can play as
Babu Frick, greater than Baby Yoda. I don't care what anybody says. Babu Frick is a man. He's a G.
Yeah, so that's going to be kind of fun. It'll be interesting to see what abilities they give him as far as
yeah.
Lego Star Wars is
They'll
concerned.
just cute you to death. He just comes out and looking all cute.
Oh, I want to interrupt programming real quick to let you know we got a request in the chat. Hall Gaming wants to borrow a game from you, Chuck.
Oh, okay. I don't know how he's going to get it, but sure.
He promises he'll give it back.
Yeah. Also, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to mention the Scott Pilgrim versus the World game returned.
Yeah, that came out, right?
Yeah.
Did you pick it up?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But one of the things, there's a company called Limited Run Games that makes physical copies of some of these games. That
Yeah,
you
they
know
made.
digitally.
They're the ones that made the Jay and Silent Bob,
Yep.
River City Ransom type game. You could get on a cartridge or like a flash drive.
I think they were responsible for the physical copies of Untitled Goose Game, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I know that I've picked up a couple of things. Usually you pre-order stuff on their website. They come with a bunch of extras and fun things that come with it. You can get different tiers of it. They had a $300 tier of the Scott Pilgrim game.
Oh, my goodness.
With everything. Because they had different tiers of it.
Chuck, how much did you spend?
I couldn't afford it.
How much did you spend?
I couldn't afford to get it. Like, it's $15 to get it digitally on the Switch or the PlayStation or whatever, and I've still got it on my Xbox 360.
Okay.
But it's cool
You didn't
that
even download it to the Switch, huh?
I don't have the $15, and I've got a stack of games to play. So, and I've played Scott Pilgrim. I want to play new stuff.
I figured the nostalgia, the memories, the
it'll end up getting
Chalk's
bought on my
only
Switch.
into new 30-year-old games.
That's right. New experiences from long ago that I haven't had yet.
Hey, fair enough. I've been playing Nightshade, so.
But the reason I wanted to bring it up is because Scott Pilgrim versus the World broke Limited Run's record on how many copies have been pre-ordered before the game came out. 25,000 Switch copies were pre-ordered on Limited Run games, because that's kind of how it's almost like a GoFundMe, where it's like they try and figure out ahead of time how many are we going to make, instead of we're going to make this many and then get stuck with some. But it's very encouraging that not only was it the Scott Pilgrim game, but to see that 25,000 people wanted a physical copy of it is very cool. I just posted something on Twitter a couple of I think it was last week, like just a hot take of like, y'all know that like used video game stores are just antique stores for our generation, right?
Yeah, I think you said something like used video games and music stores.
Yeah, and I posted that, and then an hour later realized so are comic stores. Comic stores are just antique stores.
Yeah.
You know what that means, Chuck? Soon you'll be an antique.
I already am. I certainly feel like one. That's for sure.
He got all this patina in his joints. Oh, my joints are all patinaed. I'm an antique.
A couple other video game stories from a week or two ago I wanted to bring up. Somebody has modified online Mario 64 so you can play it like GoldenEye.
Like first-person shooter?
First-person shooter. Mario's got the GoldenEye gun and his little white glove, and you can walk through Princess Peach's castle and cap all the turtles.
That's funny.
The only way you can play it is if you're using an N64 emulator on your computer.
Okay.
You can download the ROM and then play through. It's kind of almost like a tech demo. Like there's no real game other than walking through and shooting Koopas.
That's funny. I wonder how much time they put into that.
That's a good question. I don't know. But yeah, it's a custom.
That sounds like too many steps for me. I'm never going to do that.
Well, yeah, you got to get an emulator, then you got to find the ROM.
Hey, stop. You lost me.
You got to install it on your computer.
You lost me at Git.
What else did I have on here? There was something. That's what I wanted to bring up. So I was a huge fan of the Community show on NBC.
Oh yeah,
when it came
Very
out.
funny.
One of the things, I don't know about you guys. I'm assuming that you guys watched a little bit of it. You remember the paintball episodes?
Oh yeah.
The first one was so big that they had to do one every single season and do a different genre take on it. Well, somebody online has made a free version of a first-person shooter of the
that's cool.
paintball episode.
Interesting.
You
At Glendale?
Yeah, you
Cool.
play as it's called 6 Seasons and a Game, and you can download it on Steam right now for free.
Oh, wow.
It's a team-based shooter, and there's plenty of people playing it because I logged in and played a couple of rounds, and you play as either the dark versions of the group or as the regular versions of the group. It's a team-based game.
And do you look like Chevy Chase if you're playing the Chevy Chase character? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun.
That's
So
cool.
Check that out. How are you doing in Spider-Man, dude?
Let's see. What have I accomplished so far in Spider-Man? Not a whole lot has been happening. I've been getting my ass kicked by street gangs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm Spider-Man. I'm getting my ass kicked by street
Yeah.
gangs. I'm done. So
Yeah.
I would turn it off and go play something else. I've been playing The Legend of Zelda from the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
Is that a Link to the Past?
Yep.
Okay. I've been playing that a lot on the Switch now that I got my ergonomic controllers.
Nice.
So like every day I sit down and I play. Usually once I die a couple times I give up because I'm like, I don't remember the game being so hard. Why am I missing my sword swipes on these stupid things? So I haven't really progressed much in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I've unlocked anything different.
Meanwhile, I finished the main story mode.
Yeah. All right.
I finally went back and I was like, I can't leave this unfinished, especially because I know I'm so close to the end.
Sure.
So I did finish the main story and started one of the DLC missions.
Nice. I have a question for you guys too. When you think of like a sandbox title,
Grand Theft Auto.
right? Exactly. What do you think is like the indicative nature of a sandbox title? Because to me, I've just realized this over the last week. I feel like it's the capability to set your own goals and then have like your own play experience that is unique to you, that like you have this story that you have to tell your friends, like you've done with the Grand Theft Autos here on Nerd Radio over the years, where like this thing happened to this character and like it wasn't part of the story, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, well, yeah, like the story that I had told here on Nerd Radio was one of the times, because Nerd Radio the game, Grand Theft Auto 5, you can switch characters,
right?
And I switched over to Trevor, who's the loudmouth, and swears a lot, and sometimes you'll switch to him when he's drunk and in a woman's dress or something like that, and it's just like, what were you doing while I was playing as Michael?
Right.
But one time I switched to him, and he's on Muscle Beach picking a fight with a bodybuilder. He's like, screw you! And then the dude like levels him. Or I switched to him one time, and he was like in the middle of a high-speed police chase.
That's funny.
So like I've got stars. I was gonna like do a mission real quick,
Right,
and
but
I'll
now you have
deal
to
with the
clean
police.
this up.
Yeah. So there was a couple times where like you jumped into something fun like that. But,
Right.
I mean, I guess to me the open sandbox thing is being able to go at your own pace.
Yeah.
But there's a certain level of freedom that to me is like too much. Because like I tried playing Skyrim for a little bit.
Sure.
And I think I ended up
That's
like
what I
in the
think-
wrong town before I should have been there.
That's what happened to me with Fallout.
Yeah, and I just got my ass handed to me because I'm not leveled up enough to deal with this mission.
Yeah, you need a little bit of guidance.
I need you
Yeah.
to lead me by the nose for the first hour or
Right.
two, and then open the world up so that I can
Well,
do
even
what
at
I
that,
want.
like
Yeah.
a Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption, you only have certain missions that are available to you
Right.
that you can play to move it forward. Whereas Skyrim, I just ended up in this town, and I didn't even realize like I'm way ahead of myself now.
Yeah.
And then I quit the game. I never went back to it.
Because I have a story for you from Death Stranding from this past week.
Uh-oh.
Because
What happened on your little delivery?
in the Norman Reedus walking simulator.
Yeah.
So I got from what is essentially the first section, which has about 5 people you can deliver to. I finally progressed the story to the next section,
Yeah.
which is like the middle of America. And I don't remember if I told you guys, but there are the other deliverers that will try and
Yeah, they take you out to get your
Jump you?
package.
Yeah,
they
they'll-
want your package.
Exactly. They'll try and jump you. Well, they have their own bases, and in this new area, I found one of their bases and went in and murked all of them,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
discovered they had a truck. And I'm like, I'm gonna steal their truck. And I get in the truck and I'm driving along. Like, this is great. I can I have to off road, so that kind of sucks. But I can get from place to place a little bit easier as long
No
as I don't-
longer walking.
as long as I don't run into any ghosts.
Yeah.
This is all right. And then I realized, wait, I could take stuff off my backpack and stick it in the truck.
Oh, no.
How cool is this? So now I've been driving this truck for like 4 days, back and forth across everything. So one of the guys in one of the shelters gives you a mission where you have to go to his original shelter, which is a little bit north of it, and it's just covered in ghosts. You have to go there and pick up a piece of machinery and then bring it back to him. So you have to figure out a way to sneak in there. And I told you guys about the grenades you can
Yeah.
toss at the ghosts to
Yeah.
get rid of them. So I go up there and I go to get the thing, and I open up his original locker to get the stuff, and I realize he's got a bunch of materials for building stuff. And that's another thing in the area I'm in now. You can build freeways,
Wow.
which is amazing, so that you don't have to be off-roading. You can just
No, it's no longer just Norman Reedus walking simulator. It's also construction worker simulator as well.
right. So I'm trying to build these freeways, but they like the way the freeways work is that a bunch of people have to put in stuff. You take so much materials that you have to have other players put in stuff, and then eventually you've got enough and the freeway gets built. So I open the locker and I see there's all this stuff, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't have enough to carry the stuff with me back there. But the next day when I sat down to play it, instead of going and getting some jobs for deliver, I drove my truck to that place and grabbed as much stuff as I could and put it in the truck so that I could build freeways for everybody.
Wow.
And then
The
came
freeway
back.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
like it was not a part of the game that needed to happen whatsoever. It was something I decided. I was like, well, there's all that stuff up there, and it's just going to waste because
Yeah.
no one can get in there because all the ghosts except me. So
So where does the Chuck Bean Memorial Highway stretch from?
it's from Port Knot City to or Lake Knot City to Southern Lake Knot
All right.
distribution.
Anybody
sector
who's
there.
playing Death Stranding, you drive on that stretch of expressway,
right.
you got to pay a toll to Mr. Chuck Bean.
And the funny
I
part
love
is
the Chuck Bean Memorial Freeway.
Right,
Just,
right. The
you
funny
know,
part is
just
once I-
beware, Chuck. Gone before his time, apparently.
Well, here's the thing: the game takes place in the future, right?
Yeah, so
Chuck
I'm
Bean's living right now in the present, baby. So in the future, it is a Memorial Freeway.
the
Yeah.
Chisuk Memorial Freeway. That's my
Well,
username on
Norman's
there.
doing all this construction work. Maybe take a look at his 401k so you can give us some tips.
Some
to
GameStop.
pass on here on Nerd Radio.
How much is GameStop in the
Yeah.
Death Stranding future?
And a GameStop stock is just through the roof.
Yeah,
even in
that's the
fictional
epilogue. That's the
future.
epilogue to that story too. Is that you've got like this star that gives you different ratings based on like how quick you do missions or your interaction with people and stuff like that.
Half a star.
I got like 20 levels in interacting with other people when I built that freeway. Like I came back the next day and it was like ding, 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 ding for like 5 minutes. I'm like,
wow.
Well, hell, all
That's
right.
awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, but I'm having a blast. I'm absolutely like it's slow.
So you've determined for sure you enjoy the game. Because I think this is one of them. You're like, I think I like it, but I don't know.
No, I'm having a blast.
That's
the only
good.
thing I don't like is when I do get waylaid by ghosts. I don't want to deal with the fight mechanic of trying to like get away from them, so I just like quit out of the game and reset it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'm kind of on the fence about trying it out myself, but I don't know how I feel about the things that you leave behind as accessible other players. I haven't made up my mind yet on that.
Are you worried people are going to know that you were somewhere else?
I've seen people
not that, because like you said, you don't see any of the other players.
Now that I'm in this area where like it's a little bit more open, I've seen other players' bikes everywhere, and I've been tempted. I was like, I could just take that bike. No, he'll be back for it. I don't want to be a dick. I'm going to take my truck.
Well, there's a part of me that's like, I want to play the game.
Yeah.
You know, and like and solve that problem, I guess, but Chuck's already played the game, and now he's got this highway, and sure, it's easier for me, but he did that where, like, what am I going to do?
Losing out on something?
Yeah, exactly.
Some experience.
Exactly.
Maybe.
But it's also kind of like, I think it's a really cool idea.
Al wants to keep his virginity. He's worried about
Maybe this will help you because
popped.
the thing that I'm finding the most interesting is the more I play the game, the more I understand the systems at work in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when you initially hit an area before you connect to places on the network, you can't access anybody else's stuff. So the first time you go from point A to point B, you're on your own.
Oh.
But once you hit point B and you deliver a thing and you stick them on the network, then everybody's stuff opens up. So then there's bridges where there wasn't a bridge 5 minutes ago. So you do get to like do it the hard way the first time.
Can you play offline to where you don't have access to all that then?
Yeah.
You can always just play it offline, Al.
That's true.
You don't have to connect, you know?
That seems so hard.
Yeah, then you got to do it all yourself.
Probably you tick one box. Tick. Okay, now you can play.
Yeah, exactly.
I did all the work for you.
James, I just want to complain.
I get it.
So now
that's really what it is.
Well, now I'm playing offline. I don't have all this easy shit. Where's the bridge, Chuck? Where's the highway?
You said you built a highway, Chuck. Where is it?
Where is it? You liar!
That's funny.
All right, we're going to take a short break with Nerd Radio. We'll come back. I got some comic book news, and we'll see if Al's watched WandaVision yet.
Spoiler alert, I have not. Don't bother sticking around. I have not.
If that's what you were sticking around for, well, we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.